love that intro. Welcome to Shock the System. We talk about random subjects, and this one's going to be about how adults should act their age and take responsibility for themselves. The language is always bad, so if you don't like bad language, look away now. Okay, let's get into this motherfucking shit. Alright, when you become an adult, it is the age of 18, or in some countries, 21. Now, the moment you become an adult, things have to change. Your lifestyle has to change, you got to have more responsibilities, and you got to start being more independent for yourself. Now, there is a lot of adults out there that act like children, and it is just, so some of these people may on the outside look like they're an adult, but deep down inside they're children. Now, I'll give you a few examples where most adults should grow the fuck up. Now, growing up, you're not required to look for jobs, and you're not got any thing really too stressful about. You know, you're just a kid growing up. You know, you got your school, you got your studies, but apart from that, you're not like forced to get a job or, you know, pay bills or have mortgages or drive. You know, that's the great thing about being a teenager. You don't have to worry about these things. But when you become an adult, things change. You know, you have to start, you know, getting yourself a job. You got to start being more independent, which, you know, requires you, like, for example, if you don't have a license, you can't expect your parents to go driving you around everywhere, because the whole point of growing up is to start being more independent for yourself. Now, I think here in Australia, you can start going for your license at 16, which I strongly suggest to everyone out there. Because at the end of the day, you want to not rely on your parents, for starters. Now, in respect to them, they shouldn't be driving you around. Once you've hit 18, they shouldn't be driving you around. You should be driving them around. Show some fucking respect for your elders. These people brought you into the world. You should be doing them favours, not be asking for handouts. So, in that respect, get off your fucking ass and get a license. Because the whole point of being an adult is to be independent. And I'm going to be using that line a lot through this vid. You have to get your license. Don't expect to fucking be driven around. Don't be lazy and go for like public transport, like buses and taxis and stuff. Look, I can understand if you want to go for a bender one night or have a few drinks, but at the end of the day, you've hit 18, you're now an adult. Start taking responsibility for your fucking self. Alright? So, I'm saying to people, get your fucking license for a start. Alright? That's the first thing, because at the end of the day, your parents should not be driving you around. Alright? Second thing is, if you don't have a job, fucking start looking for one. Don't be a fucking lazy cunt that sits on the, you know, the dole all the time and expect the government to hand you out. And then you go complain, oh, but I don't have any money. And then, because you're so fucking lazy and don't want a job, you start making up illnesses like you've got depression, or you're sick, or you've got a bad arm or a leg. Now, this is the problem with the Centrelink system, and I've said this from day one. There are people out there that deserve it. Really fucking deserve it. Including myself, but I won't go into my details. Right? And in fact, I could actually claim a disability pension, but I'm not going to, because I have 2 arms, I have 2 legs, I can work. I'm not going to be a lazy motherfucker that sits on, you know, the bed all day and just play PlayStation or play games and stuff, or play fucking Pokemon. That's not how life works. You need a license, and you need to get a job. And the good thing is, if you've got your license, it can help you get to and from places, especially for job. You need to get a job, because in life, you can't expect to live at home for the rest of your life and be lazy. Because there are adults that are 30 years old sitting on their fucking parents' couch just sitting there doing nothing. And it's disgusting. And you're telling me that you're trying to be a responsible adult. That's not how a responsible adult acts. And I'm sorry, but if you know people that are like this, show them this vid, send them this vid, because maybe it might be a wake-up call to them. You know, our parents can't live for fucking ever. So you need to, number one, be independent, so if your parents do pass away, you can live by yourself. I know fucking 30 and 40-year-olds that can't even fucking cook. You know? And I know some people don't even leave their house because they need mummy or daddy to come help them. And that's not how fucking life works. You need to be independent. And these bums that, think they can live off their parents, and the fact that it's a disadvantage if they've only got one parent that's alive, because if that parent goes, they're fucked, Not to be a downer, but you seriously need to get off your fucking ass. I mean, at the end of the day, what's stopping you from really working? What's stopping you from getting a license? It's all in your head. You need to focus. If you want to put your mind to something, you can do anything. Anything is achievable in life. Just because some fuckhead says you can't do something, you can do something. Alright? You can do something. There are people that have depression, like myself and others, and we're treated differently because, we're loose cannons. We cry too much. We have outbursts and stuff. Yes, we are different, but we don't want to be treated differently. To me, like, in a job, no one would notice that I've got depression or anxiety. No one would notice that I'm suffering from such and such because I don't let it show. I've got plenty of problems wrong with me, but I don't let that stop me from looking for work. I've got my license. I've got 2 cars. I've got a fucking house. My mortgage is almost paid for on that house. I'm looking for a second one. I live comfortably in life where I don't blow my money on drugs or alcohol. That's the most stupidest things people can buy when they're growing up. I tell people, if you are getting an income, put something away, for a rainy day, just in case later in life you need to dig into that account. Speaking from example, I'm in that situation where I tuck away a little bit, so that way that in life I can pay for my bills and my mortgage and stuff. But though, if you know your parents are getting old, don't drag them out at night. Or don't drag them out in the cold because you want to go for a walk and do something. If you want to go out and play Pokemon at night, or you want to go to the shops and you're dragging your parents out in the fucking cold. Show some fucking respect. There's pieces of shit like you out there that literally all you care about is yourself, and you leech off your parents, and it is just fucking... I know people that are supposed to be mature adults, they're only in a house because their parents, are letting them rent it out. If those parents got financial trouble, they would sell that house in a heartbeat, and those kids would be back at the home, sitting on their ass being a bum. The whole point of life is to get a job, get a license, be independent, and move out of fucking home. Don't leech off your family or your parents. Now, as an adult, if you are living away from home, there's a few things you've got to do, and this directs at a lot of people. Personal hygiene. For fuck's sakes, shower every fucking day. First thing in the morning, maybe before you go to bed at night, have another shower. Then that way you're at least all clean. Brush your fucking teeth. There's people that don't, there's adults that are too lazy to brush their teeth. There's lazy adults that don't even clean themselves in the places they're supposed to be cleaning themselves. So, conditioner, at the end of the day, don't be one of these people that sit on their asses and be like daggy. Just, whether you're male or female, number one, if you're an adult, fucking shower every day. Make yourself smell like... Number one, people don't like bad breath. Number two, people don't like bad BO. And if you are living by yourself as an adult, don't blow your money on stupid things that you don't need. At the end of the day, you got to pay bills, right? There's rent comes out for some people weekly and some fortnightly. Now, once you've paid that rent, you've got to put some away just in case there's bills coming up. Don't go blowing your money on stuff. Talking about personal hygiene, if you own one of these houses, leave it fucking clean before you go to bed at night. There's just so many lazy people that can't even fucking wash the dishes or do their washing. I know people that have washing sitting out in the corridor for fucking months. And it was clean, and now it's because it's been sitting out there, it's dirty. I can't stand people that are fucking dirty. It's one of my pet hates. If you look in my room right now, the only thing you'll see is this cake dish that's here because I just had a piece of cake. There is no dust in this room. It's vacuumed every day. My bed is actually made. Everything. And there's no washing. Like, you could not see anything on this floor. That's the way a house is supposed to be. You're not supposed. You should be like welcoming your family and friends into your home and be proud of what you have. If someone walks into your house and the first thing they see is fucking washing, that's so disrespectful. And if they walk into your room and the thing's a bombshell, that's your fault. You're fucking lazy. You're fucking so lazy that you're not a mature adult. You might as well be a kid. I tell people all the time, you know, you can't judge people by the way they live or the way they look, because everybody's different. But when it comes to cleanliness and personal hygiene, you've all got to fucking step up. You know, that shit before 18, you can get away with. But when you're an adult, if you don't fucking start acting like an adult, I'll fucking get you out of my life, for starters. I'm sick. There's so many people on my Facebook that I know that are just so immature. And they think that the whole world revolves around them, and they want handouts, they want fucking, you know, their mummy and daddy doing favours. And I know one fucking person that drags their mother out at the weirdest times of night just to fucking play Pokemon. And I'm probably going to get shit from that person, but I'm not naming them, so I can't get flagged for this vid. But the fact of the matter is, you know, if I'm 30 fucking years old and I have to get, you know, my sick parents and drag them out of the house, that's so fucking mean. I'm sorry, but that's just, you know, the fact that, you know, I never had things handed to me growing up. In fact, the courses that I've passed, I've done all by myself. The 10 years that I've worked, I busted my fucking ass into a store that bullied me. If you want to know more about the store bullying me, it's in one of my YouTube vids in this channel. But I kicked and scratched and clawed my way to the top. And despite the fact that I've got depression, I have a fucked up life, I've managed to do pretty well for myself. How many people at my age can say, well, to own 2 cars is nothing, because, you know, they're just cars. But to own a house and fully pay it off, I think that's an amazing effort, because most adults can't even do that because they're too busy blowing their money on alcohol and drugs and just blowing stupid shit with it. You know, I, at a young age, said to myself, I don't want to be a bum. I don't want to be anything like some of my family members. I wanted to make an income. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be the best in the family. Currently, I don't have a job because I got blacklisted, I think, from my previous people, and it's been hard getting a job ever since, but I have not given up. In fact, you know, most of the places I've been to, my resume stands out. So, and I'll have a job, and once I get that job, I'm going to get a second house, and then that'll have an income. So I'll have an income from this house, and my work. And you know what? That's 3 incomes at the end of the day, and I'll be living fine. Now, I pushed myself to the limit. I'm not going to stop at one job when I get one. I'm going to try to get a job where I can like work at least some nights and some days every day during the week. Just have weekends off. That way, if I'm earning a lot of money, you know, I can be making a difference. Because at the moment, I'll tell you what, I want to make a difference. I want to be like the king shit. By the time I hit 40, I want fucking 2 or 3 houses fully paid off and sitting comfortably when I can collect the income from the houses. You know, I look at the end of the day, I'm not getting younger. So while I can still walk and talk, I need to start getting off my ass. And unfortunately, you know, I don't have a situation where I have a lot of friends. So the advantage for that is I don't go out and socialize because, yeah, I just don't have that relationship with anybody where I can do that. In fact, in life, if I ever wanted to have a partner, she won't pick me up. And it doesn't matter that I've got a license or a house, it's because of the way I look. But at the end of the day, even looking this bad, you know, if one girl can see, hey, that guy at least, you know, he works, you know, he's independent, he's got his own house. The health may not be so good, but that seems like a guy that I want in my life that I can focus on and build a relationship with. Because at the end of the day, for me as an adult, if I was to find another adult, that would have to be just like me, career driven, motivated, you know, drives, works, my type of person, knowledge of a lot of stuff, because I'm a knowledgeable person. I know a lot about stuff, whereas, you know, a lot of people, even at 40, 50 years old, don't know anything about anything, and it's just ridiculous how people these days, just their knowledge for stuff is ridiculous. Where I only passed year 10 of high school, and I know a lot about a lot of things, whether it's government, history, politics, everything. I know a lot about stuff. And then I know someone that's the same age as me doesn't know shit about shit. You know, if at the end of the day, if you don't know who Elvis Presley was, or Michael Jackson was, or the Great Wall of China, why that was built, or the Declaration of Independence, just any of those subjects, if you don't know any of those subjects, fuck, what the hell have you been studying? Or if you don't know anything about Titanic, if you don't know anything about the moon landing, who was the first person to land on the moon? If you don't know that question, then fucking hell. These are things that they teach you in school. And if you don't know that stuff, you seriously need to start studying. As an adult, you know, that's when you got to start learning about new stuff. So yeah, just thought I'd make this video because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of adults out there that are lazy and are not independent. I mean, if you're an adult and you can't even cook or clean up after yourself, that's pretty fucking bad. Like, I know people that can't cook, can't clean, and expect their parents to do everything for them. Yeah, that's all I'm saying on that subject. Thank you all for watching Shock the System. These episodes are not coming as shocking as usual, but I call it Shock the System because I tell it like it is. I swear, that's why it's Shock the System. No subject is untouched, and as an adult, I just want you to say, I want to say this at the end of the day, that you are responsible for your own actions and the way people look at you. If you don't like the way people look at you or judge you, change yourself. That's all I've got to say on that subject, because at the end of the day, if you're from, say, a trashy area like Elizabeth or Salisbury or something like that in South Australia, was where I live, people will judge you because you live in that area. Now, why don't you go and show them, hey, I'm not like the people in this area. I work, I drive, I got my own house. Because people that live in those areas, and unfortunately 90% of them, you know, are the unemployed, are, you know, low income earners, so that's the area they get put into. It's not a right to judge people that live in bad areas, because there are good people in those bad areas. But at the end of the day, you know, if you don't want people to judge you, then do something about it. Do something about it. If you don't like the way people look at you because you dress differently, well then maybe dress appropriately for your age. Because I know like some oldies that dress like they're, you know, 18-year-old schoolgirls. And I know guys that wear stuff that are like, you know, not appropriate for their age. Now for me, I'm more comfortable wearing jeans and a hoodie. And I wear my sports tops. That's fine. But then there's guys like that wear skinny short shorts, sandals, and just ridiculous t-shirts in public, and you think, you're an adult, what are you fucking wearing that for? You know, it's not, you know, showing a nice side of you. And that's just like going back to one of my previous vids, dress appropriately for your age, but that's in another vid somewhere on this channel. So yeah, so like and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to share it if you know an adult that's immature. But yeah, I appreciate, I do this for fun. I don't do this for fucking likes. I don't do this for money. Though, don't get me wrong, likes make me feel better, but I just do it so people can get a sense of what's going on in the world, these vids. I tell it like it is, and I think more people should tell it like it is, because this world is not a nice place right now, and you know, I feel like as a community we got to all get together and try to help each other and stuff. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This camera, by the way, if you want to know, is a Logitech cam. It's supposed to be 1080 quality HD, but I don't know how this stuff works. So yeah, I sometimes record these on Movie Maker, Windows Movie Maker. There's another program called Logitech Camera that I use. It's not too bad. I'm still trying to use that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this vid, and I'll see you in the next